Hey legends, may something amazing happen to you today. I would say enjoy the journey. Don't rush through the game. Path of Exile 2 actually is not a race. It's all about us enjoying our journey. Let's not focus on how any other player is doing or streamer is going at the moment. Let's take our time and clear every single region as best as we can thoroughly. This approach will allow us to level up faster and enjoy the game without getting frustrated. Remember, dying repeatedly in tougher areas without gaining experience or any progression through the game, it can be extremely discouraging. While we're clearing every area, ensure to pick up all the gear that we come across. From here, we return to town to either sell all the junk for gold or disenchant higher quality unusable gear to obtain further fragments of various orbs that we need for gear improvement. By disenchanting our items at any vendor, we will be able to get fragments. Now by collecting 10 fragments of the various orbs will then create one single orb, and you'll naturally farm a few different orbs through regular gameplay as you progress through the game. And we don't forget to talk to the hooded man so that he can identify all our items for free. Another big one I will do is every time you come across gear that has a socket on it, ensure that you go to the salvage workbench. Now, salvaging a gear with a socket grants you an artificer shard. Now, collecting 10 of these shards will then form an artificer orb. You can use those to add a socket to your gear. From here, we shall use any sort of rune that can offer good defensive buffs to enhance your resistances, or you can socket a rune into your weapon for damage bonuses which is suitable to your specific build. So it's very simple. We go to the workbench, salvage any socketable goods, because socketing all your gear will just give us a lot more to work with. Trust me, guys. Another big one will be always check your vendors, each and every one of them, and especially every single time that you do level up. There might be excellent gear available for purchase. Now, if you are short on gold, all you do is you just redo the area that you are comfortable with, that you can clear nice and quickly. You pick up all your gear, you go to your vendor, and then sell the said gear, whatever the gear may be. So if you do see something worth your time, but you don't have the gold for it, just follow that method, get the item. It's very good early game, just to give you that early buffer that you may need. Now, survivability is super crucial in Path of Exile 2, and as we are naturally carrying out the previous tips that we are doing, I think it's very important to pay special attention to the following attributes, like armor, which will reduce the physical hit damage that you get. Your evasion obviously increases the chance to evade a hit entirely, which is also good. And energy shield, which will obviously give you a type of barrier or a secondary life pool, which recharges after you haven't taken an X amount of damage for a certain time. A simple upgrade to any of your gear pieces with additional armor, evasion, or energy shield will just significantly enhance your survivability and improve your gameplay experience. Dying is terrible. Focus on your gear around all these attributes, and of course you can mix 2 out of the 3 which balances for your specific build. I do think now it is quite nice just to say that I'm actually a noob little streamer from South Africa with a growing passion into streaming and gaming as a casual gamer dad. I'm not a gaming pro, and I'm not that good at games, of course. That would happen as I'm playing along. But I do love to chat, and I really love to engage with everyone. So if you're around and you want to, feel free to come join my live streams or chat. We do have a small but a super awesome community of legends. And I'm extremely grateful for everyone that does pop by. So I always say thank you to everyone that does give me a chance. You guys are all legends. Now, I would say also, do not just completely ignore any white or blue items. If you see a specific high stat that the item has, the white item or blue item, that can really benefit your build, remember that if you have started to accumulate some of the spare orbs, then we can upgrade the items, from a normal to a rare. For example, to do that, you would then need an alchemy orb. The orb will then transform the white normal item into a yellow rare item with 4 random modifiers. Additionally, we can always use an Orb of Transmutation to upgrade the white normal item to a blue magic item, which gives you 1 modifier, and then you can use the Orb of Augmentation to add additional stats. So then you'll have 2 modifiers on your blue item. From there, to get the blue magic item, we then need to use a Regal Orb, which will then change the magic blue item to a yellow rare item with additional modifiers. You can keep adding modifiers as well. Exalted Orb, for example, will add additional modifiers onto the yellow item. Now, this will sound a little tricky, and I do understand we do not have unlimited supply of these orbs, so it'll be best to use it as wisely as you can. But by saying this, there is a chance that you are lucky and you create a really, really good piece of gear that would suddenly just boost your character all the way. If you do have spare, give it a try. Maybe you're lucky, my legends. As we progress, they will drop better flasks, which is higher level mana or life flasks. So if we do pick up a better flask, which is a normal white flask, remember this you can also use an Orb of Transmutation and an Orb of Augmentation to add additional stats to your flask. The next one will be is when you are picking up your skill gems or your support gems, do not forget that you are able to upgrade your lower level skills in your build. So use the skill gem. You can go to your upgradable section, which is right here, and then you can see which skills you can upgrade. By upgrading your main skill that you are using currently, you'll naturally be in a better position to obviously more effectively progress to the higher level difficulty of the game. Furthermore, as you surpass level 30, lesser gem orbs will start dropping, which I have highlighted right now. These orbs will allow you to increase your gem slots by 1. Make sure you use this especially on your main skill early on in your pathway in order for you to maximize the potential of your build. Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into the skill tree here, or actually I'm not going to dive in it at all, as my knowledge is extremely limited, although I am exploring my own path, trying to make my own little way of going here. But I would say, especially for expert guidance on this, I strongly recommend checking out all the other awesome Path of Exile 2 content creators. Give them the support which they deserve. It'll just help you understand the skill tree way better. If I am able to get somehow a build going online of what I am currently doing, then I will probably go in a little bit more detail as to what my personal thought process is. But as of right now, I do feel like I'm all over the place, and I'm just learning and having fun, in my own time, not rushing it too much. There is so much more that we have to learn and master, obviously, in Path of Exile 2. But I do hope that these basic little tips helps you get started, obviously without completely overwhelming you, as I have been overwhelmed throughout this whole weekend. I do hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for everything, and you be blessed, and Skinner out.